welcome to another episode of Grow Deep with Miss Erica. This week, Miss Erica is dressed like a turkey because it's Thanksgiving. All right, let's get started. Might be the worst turkey gobble ever. This week, be sure to read Genesis 24 together as a family. You should have some extra time off from school this week, so take some of that time and read the Bible together as a family. There is nothing cooler that your family can start to do together every day. If we're looking at this story on our Big Bible timeline, we'll see that we're finally looking at Isaac. Isaac is Abraham's son. If we're looking at this story on a map, it takes place in a place called Haran. This was the city where Abraham was living in when God first called him to leave his family and go to Canaan. But some of Abraham's family is still living in Haran, and that's where this story takes place. Here it is on a map. This week we're exploring the story of Isaac meeting his wife Rebekah. But Isaac's barely mentioned in this chapter. Actually, most of Genesis 24 focuses on Abraham's servant and on Rebekah. The Bible strategically replays this same scene over and over and over again throughout the Bible, where a man meets a woman by a source of water, like a spring or a well. And every time the Bible retells this story, it's doing it in a way to tell us more about who Jesus is. Abraham is very, very, very old, and so he tells his servant to go and find a wife for his son Isaac. But he doesn't want him to find a wife for him in Canaan. He wants him to go back to Haran, where Abraham's whole family lives, and find a wife for his son Isaac there. So Abraham's servant travels. It's probably almost 400 miles, and he takes 10 camels with him. And he is looking for this woman. He doesn't know who she is, but the woman that he can take back to be Isaac's wife. I got my friends, Sam, Isaac, Michael, and Ellie, to read to us from Genesis 24. Take it away, guys.
When the camels had finished drinking, the man took out a gold nose ring weighing a beka and 2 gold bracelets weighing 10 shekels. Then he asked, "Whose daughter are you? Please tell me, is there room in your father's house for us to spend the night?" She answered him, "I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son that Milcah bore to Nahor."
And she added, "We have plenty of straw and fodder, as well as room for you to spend the night." Then the man bowed down and worshipped the Lord, saying, "Praise be to the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not abandoned his kindness and faithfulness to my master. As for me, the Lord has led me on the journey to the house of my master's relatives." The young woman ran and told her mother's household about these things.
Now remember, Abraham's servant has no idea which woman should be Isaac's wife, but he believes that God does. So when he gets to Haran, he prays. He asks God to show him who this woman is by doing this sign. He says, "I'm going to ask some woman for a drink. And if she's the woman that you want to marry Isaac, would you have her offer to give water to all my camels as well?" Fun fact, one camel can drink 50 gallons of water when they're thirsty. So whichever woman volunteers for this job is taking on a monumental task. Then the servant sees Rebekah coming to the spring. He asks her for a drink of water, and she volunteers to give water to all 10 of his camels too. And then, in a fury of action, Rebekah runs back and forth, getting hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water for these thirsty camels. So now this servant knows that this is the woman that God wants to marry Abraham's son Isaac. And this servant stops what he's doing and thanks God. Actually, Abraham's servant thanks God 4 times in this chapter for things that God has done. He doesn't take credit for it. He doesn't even thank Rebecca. He keeps thanking God for the good things he has done. Often we forget to thank God for the good things he has done. I know in the last 2 years, there has been a lot to complain about, a lot to be afraid of or whine about. But there has also been so many things that have happened this past year that we can thank God for. God's Spirit is on the move, and he is doing big, crazy things in your neighborhoods, in your schools, in your workplaces, in your families. So spend some intentional time this week. It's Thanksgiving after all, thanking God for the great things he has done. This week, go outside and find a dead branch on the ground. You want one that's about 2 feet long. Make sure you ask your mom and dad if it's okay if you bring a dead branch inside your house. If your parents say no, that's okay. Grab a piece of white paper and draw a tree on it, but with no leaves. If you did get a branch, make sure you put it inside a vase or a big jar so it doesn't fall over. Then grab some construction paper and scissors. Cut out a bunch of leaves. Think about all the beautiful colors you can see outside right now for fall, and cut out leaves in all of those colors. Make a bunch for your whole family. Then spend some time this week thinking about things that you are thankful that God has done this year, and write or draw them on your leaves. Then whenever you think of one, you can stick it on your tree or poke it on your branch. See if you can fill up your whole tree with things that you're thankful for that God has done. If you're having family or friends over for Thanksgiving, this could be a fun activity to do with everybody before you eat. All right, guys, it's been so fun hanging out with you. Thanks for watching another episode of Grow Deep with Miss Erica. Bye!